Now to Mr. Trump. One legal victory and also one legal setback today for Mr. Trump.
The former president told today that his hush money trial involving Stormy Daniels will begin on April 15th. Mr. Trump had wished to delay it further.
Meanwhile, in Trump's civil fraud trial, a separate case, an appeals court reducing the bond amount Trump has to put up to $175 million. But he's still on the hook for now, all of the penalty. $464 million.
Jay Burkett live in Lower Manhattan covering the former president's mixed day in court. Jay?
Yeah, exactly right, Sandra. The appeals court lowered the bond that the former president has to pay while he appeals the civil fraud judgment. So yes, the Trump legal team scored a victory today, but their attempts to stall the criminal trial were less successful.
This is a witch hunt. It's a hoax. Thank you.
It was Donald Trump's last chance to delay the start of his first criminal trial. He sat with his hands folded, slumped at the defense table, as his lawyers pleaded for more time. Judge Juan Merchan would have none of it. There really are not significant questions of fact to be resolved, he ruled, setting a trial date for April 15th. But moments earlier, an appeals court slashed the bond required in his civil fraud case to $175 million. That ruling allows Trump to maintain control over his properties and business entities while he appeals the staggering $464 million judgment imposed last month. Speaking early this afternoon, the former president praised the appeals court ruling, vowing he would post the reduced bond within days.
We'll put up cash or bond very quickly, securities, cash or bond, whatever it is. We'll put it up very quickly, and we'll win the case.
Trump once again blasted the judgment as politically motivated. He has boasted in recent days that he actually had the money to pay the full judgment, but intended to use it for his campaign. A smaller bond would seem to make that possible.
Are you going to start putting money into your campaign?
Yeah.
You haven't done that since 2016.
Well, first of all, it's none of your business, I mean, frankly. But I might do that. I have the option.
Trump told reporters today that he intended to testify at the criminal trial. The former president was indicted last year over the $130,000 payment made to porn actress Stormy Daniels. Although he denied their alleged affair, prosecutors say Trump ordered his personal attorney, Michael Cohen, to buy her silence. Trump is accused of covering up the payment, listing it as a legal expense, so it would not damage his 2016 campaign.
We very much believe that starting this trial in April, or even starting this trial at any point before the election, is completely unfair to President Trump.
And Trump will now become the first U.S. president to face a criminal prosecution. As for the civil judgment, he has 10 days to post the bond. He is still on the hook, as Bill said a moment ago, for $464 million. That will not change unless it is reduced or overturned on appeal.